watching Good Day Columbus on Fox 28.
Coming up, we're going to talk to a business because businesses are reopening and they need some help. But wait, that's where you come in.
Yeah, if you're trying to land a job, and this is a difficult market to land a job, so you kind of need every little helping hand you can get. Well, we're going to help you make the best virtual impression. We'll teach you how to do it. Coming up after the break.
Well, a lot of people, unfortunately, might have to look for jobs, right? Because as some businesses are...
Wait, are you looking at me, Sean?
We're on a roll. That's all
we
I'm
are on
gonna
a roll.
say.
We got a reprimand. We got in trouble yesterday. We really didn't.
We don't try. We don't try to be bad. Anyway, as businesses slowly start to reopen, many companies will need to hire new employees.
So to help you nail that virtual interview, we are learning from the person who's known for thinking on her feet. Joining us now, Hough, CEO of ImprovEdge's. Tell me what it is.
ImprovEdge's.
ImprovEdge's. It's kind of a weird, I'm like, Okay, there you go.
Anyway.
Karen, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, it's so good to see you again.
This is so odd for people, isn't it? Because literally people are having job interviews virtually.
Absolutely. People are doing things virtually now that they never thought they would have to. Now, luckily, we have been working and doing improv both in person and virtually like this for 10, 20 years. So it is a very different medium. People never thought that they would have to maybe talk to their boss about a tough issue, have an interview, or maybe even show up for a PTO meeting like this.
And these are actually things you can learn, techniques, because we're talking improv, so it's kind of, but this is actually something you can learn and prepare for, right?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, that's perfect. Being prepared is the first tip I wanted to give. Shall we jump in?
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right. Okay, fantastic. So, you know, one of the things that helps people show up better as they're trying to navigate this arena is to wear confidence clothes. Now, as you can see, I'm wearing red today.
Yeah.
I feel good when I know that I'm dressed in something I'm comfortable in and I know I look good in. So just like any interview, go ahead and wear your confidence clothes. Now, I think it's a little funny to show up in a suit in this virtual environment, but definitely a nice shirt would be great.
That's interesting, huh?
One, absolutely.
You know,
another one is when you are there, you really want to show up looking confident. So, for example, I have got a pillow behind my back to make sure that I sit up straight. That's a little trick there. And another key is to look straight at the camera. That's very unnatural for a lot of people because we want to look at, you know, the view of people. And sometimes we have the person over to this side. So we're looking here, but the camera's here, and that's not a good interview look.
Well, how can you tell when they're rolling their eyes at you then?
Well, don't know. You're hoping you're doing okay. So I think the last piece about this aspect is clean up your environment. We have these backdrops we have for years. You may not have one of these. Virtual backdrops are pretty good, but choose a simple one. Yeah. Make sure what's behind you is really simple and cleaned up so they're focusing on you and not your environment.
Okay. So they don't want to see how you live, huh? What's going on there?
Kind of not.
Okay.
Yeah, at least the best version of it, right?
And you know, I love that you talked about posture. How about like energy? Do you need, you know, are you trying to become off very energetic, you know, or is it kind of that happy medium? What are we looking for?
Oh, it's a perfect point. So often we need to really bring some great energy to an interview in particular. Now, what people don't realize is that on camera, even when you feel energetic, it doesn't come across all the time. So in this virtual environment, that's sitting up straight. Another thing you can do is warm up your voice. So in the morning, if you do a few to make sure that your lips are working and maybe sing with your favorite song on the radio so that your voice has got that energy it needs. It's a great idea.
Yeah, but you know, trying to think of what we used to do vocal exercises, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Exactly. They feel a little silly, but you know, you made a great point. It makes your voice sound better, and people will be able to understand you much better as well.
You know what I feel bad for? I feel bad for introverts during this time because this is the most unnatural thing for them. And maybe there's somebody who's tech savvy but doesn't interview well, or there's something else. I mean, that is such a difficult position to be in.
No question. Now, I will tell you that in some ways, this can help some introverts because without the multiple stimuli of people in the room, they can really prepare, which is very important for anybody, extrovert or introvert. You can think about what things you want to say and also think of what questions you want to ask.
That's good. Good advice.
All right, we got a game to play. Is that right, Karen?
We do. Of course, you know I am always going to bring you an improv game to play,
Okay.
all right? So
I was hoping it was tic-tac-toe because I'm a champ at that. But go ahead. We'll do your game instead.
You are going to be fantastic, and you can play that one later, too.
Okay.
All right, so this is called Last Word, and it has to do with the last thing I want you to think about when doing an interview or anything you're doing online, and that's to listen. We really have to be present because you never know what the person's going to say. So here's the game. It's going to help us get warmed up to listen really closely. I need one of you to start. Just say any sentence about your morning. I have to use the last word of that sentence to start the next one, and then the other one of you will take off of that from my last word.
Okay.
So you take the last word of each sentence. You've got to be listening.
Okay. Go ahead, Phil.
Okay. I drank a cup of coffee this morning.
Morning is the perfect time for coffee. It's my favorite drink.
Sometimes, though, you just want a refreshing cold glass of lemonade. Oh, was I supposed to say the word drink?
Yeah. See, so this is
Told
a
you
good
she didn't show up
warm-up.
for rehearsal.
It's okay. So let's try again. Phil, start again.
All right.
So your first word is drink, Sean. How funny is that?
Are you starting? Who's starting now?
Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead. Do it again.
Phil, go.
I got a message from my mom this morning. It's the same word.
Morning is the perfect time to talk to your parents because everybody's relaxed.
I didn't hear the last word. I'm sorry.
Relaxed.
Everybody's relaxed. But relaxed isn't necessarily the way I would describe my parents.
Parents are someone I should call tonight because I haven't talked to them on the phone recently.
Recently, I picked up the phone, and when I talked to my parents, they were having cocktails, so they were very relaxed.
Relaxation
All right, give yourselves a
and
round of applause.
cocktails. They go hand in hand.
Okay.
We are the world's worst players, Karen. I understand how that is supposed to go.
I would hope if I could hear. Okay.
I think you were perfect because it shows it takes a minute to really start to listen.
Yeah, I like that.
And you rolled with it, right? No matter what happened, you guys were able to pick it up again.
Very interesting. How can people get a hold of you and get your skills?
Well, ImprovEdge.com is our website. You can call us. You can find us on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and also on YouTube. So we love working with folks. We hope that you have a great interview next time. And it's wonderful to see both of you again.
You too.
Thank you, Karen.
I'd hire her in a minute.
Me too.
Absolutely.